Let's get a word from our correspondent Rohini Swami, who's joining us live this evening. Rohini, it's actually been a really emotional homecoming for the nurses. They've literally been to hell and back. Give us a sense of how the day has panned out for them.
Absolutely. The fact is they have gone to hell and they've come right back, but they've come back home. Now they feel secure, but they have talked about their trauma that they have gone through, not just those 2 to 3 weeks that they were in secret teaching hospital, where they were confined to the hospital. They just had food and water. They could but they would hear perpetual bombing taking place, not knowing whether a bomb would explode over their building. But also when they were taken to Mosul on almost at gunpoint by the ISIS, they feared for their lives. They did not even trust the ISIS because they did not know whether they were taking them to Mosul or whether they were taking them to the right place. The nurses, when they out at Kochi airport, the ordeal was very clear, because when the faces spoke 1,000 words. They were relieved, they were back home, but they have gone through mental trauma and physical trauma. Some of the nurses also were hurt because of the shelling that had taken place, because of the splinters in certain places. We have some of the nurses that even showed us videos of what happened there. Absolutely, if you look at it, anybody who would be there would be traumatized. Car bombs that have exploded, and we've seen how it has in terms of the hospital. There's a certain wing that had exploded, especially of the emergency ward. When the nurses were in constant touch with us and talking to us, they were telling us exactly how the whole situation was at that time, and how they had gone through the whole process of when they were talking to the Indian officials, the Indian embassy officials, as well as how the ISIS were communicating with them. If I can quickly take you through the way it happened. First, when they were in secret teaching hospital, they were given food and water. But at one point of time, they were told that when one part of their hospital was bombed, that especially the compound was, they were told that the hospital could be bombed at any point of time, and that they have to move out. There were 2 buses that were kept on the first day. There was a second day the bus was kept. On the third day, at gunpoint, they were moved to Mosul. Even after they were moved from Mosul and they were told by the ISIS that they would be taken to an airport, the nurses did not trust them, because for the simple reason, they're an unknown land, it's war outside, absolutely scared for their lives. The stories that we've heard of many of the nurses today when they arrived, some of them said, we did not even expect to come out alive. We thought this is going to be the end of us. They would call up their mothers and their fathers and they'd talk to them, saying they just want to hear their voices. Pitiful. But the most important thing, which is the bigger story is about the loans of these nurses. Because a lot of these nurses, to educate themselves, take a nursing course, have taken huge loans. They have gone to Iraq to work, and they have gone there just so that they can repay these loans. But, well, many of them have not been paid for months together, 4 months, 5 months. Some of them have served for even 6 months and not got their salaries. It is based on those salaries they were planning to repay their loans. Now they have come back, no money with them, a huge debt on their heads, and no clue exactly what would happen to them. They have come out of a hellhole, but they come and face a bigger dilemma in life, a bigger crisis in life, as to how they will repay these loans. They're hoping to find another job and find something that is an alternative way to possibly piece their life together.
Absolutely, Rohini. Thanks so much for taking us through all these developments and also telling us what these nurses have been through over the last almost 40 days. In fact, we're also being joined by Sister Marina Joes live on Headlines today. Thanks so much, Marina, for speaking to Headlines today. Take us through your experiences that you went through in Iraq, and especially tell us about the last 2 days. What exactly happened when the ISIS militants asked you to get on that bus and come with them to Mosul? What was your first reaction? What was going on in your mind?
Really, it was a bad experience. Since 1 month there is a problem, but this last week the problem became worse, and last 3 days, the first day they came and asked us move from this hospital and go with them, but we didn't obey them. We called our embassy and Chief Minister's office. We discussed with them, so they told don't go with them, wait, delay them. So we obeyed them, and they told they will come back, but they didn't come back. The second day also the same thing happened. They told we have to move with them, but we didn't obey them. We discussed with our government, and that day also they didn't come back. So the third day again they came and they told the same thing, we have to move. That time also we contact with our embassy and Chief Minister's office. So by the time they were a bit angry, so we can't do anything, and they told this hospital will blast within an hour, so we have to move from this place. We will not harm you, and you are our sisters. This is for your safety. But still we were afraid. But there was no solution. We have to move because they told there will be a bomb blast. So we obey them. We move with them. At that moment they were a bit serious because they want to take us from that place. But after they reached their area, they were very good, and they didn't disturb us. They didn't harm anyone.
All right. So you're saying that after you people were forced to get onto that bus and you were taken to Mosul, those alleged rebels didn't exactly misbehave with you. They did provide you with food also in the 2 days that you were held against your will. But Marina, we're getting pictures of that hospital site. There's so much blood and gore. There's smoke coming out of the building. It must have really shaken you up just being there at that moment. And you're literally at the mercy of these people. What is it that made them change their mind? How is it that they decided to hand you over to the Indian authorities?
There was always bomb blasts happening once in a while, but this last month became very worse. Every day we used to hear this bomb blast sound, and every day we can see the fumes coming around the hospital. So we used to also, but the sound is really horrible. So we cannot tolerate the sound. We told everyone, the embassy and everyone request the people don't put near to our hospital because we can't. Many days we run away from our place. We went to our basement ground. So it was really horrible. And we cannot do anything. They told there is a bomb blast, so we have to obey them. We were afraid, but we have to obey them. Otherwise because they were
Marina, what was
serious,
the most terrifying experience for you? You've been there in the middle of the war zone for almost a month. These last 2 days must have been especially harrowing. What was the one time that you were actually scared for your life?
We actually had the third day. They told we have to go. We must go. That time we thought we never come back. Our life lost. That was really worst experience. We never thought we will come back.
Absolutely, Sister Marina. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today, and we're also thankful that you people have been brought back to safety by the Indian government. Thanks so much for taking our time and speaking to Headlines today.